Today, I'd like to discuss how a resilient woman manages having a foot in two very different worlds: education and fashion. I am joined by the super smart, extremely beautiful, very driven Miss Ryan Name. Let's be creative, y'all. Well, I'm glad we worked it out because I just love your energy. I love your face. I love your hat, your hair, your glasses, everything.
I literally had to lock my hair because I had heat damage. And I was just like, but this is the only hairstyle that I have never tried. So, I mean, I'm loving the lock journey for sure.
Okay. Because when I think of your face, like your name just pops in my head, I automatically see that like fierce blonde bob. Because I think
I love that. I loved it.
I just see
it's still sitting in my closet. I can't wear it.
All right, so let's just take a minute to pause right here and acknowledge how that smile, yeah, that one right there, just lights my life. Like, her joy that just comes through the screen makes me happy. Okay, thanks. Done with this fangirl moment.
Thank you.
Bob. Yes,
I'm
you
loving
do.
your blog, by the way.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
Thank you. Things out,
But at least you started. And the fact that you have to tell people, like, just start. Yeah. Like, we are our biggest critics. So you started and it's going to be amazing. Just continue the good work.
It's a lot more than I thought it was. I wasn't expecting it, and I don't know what I feel like. Ooh, can we like tiptoe back out of here?
Even with this internet, with modeling, I was just like, this is a lot of work, a lot of social media. Like, I'm having to do stuff that I've never done before, like videos, like the little reels things. I'm like, I don't know how to do that. And I have to, in order to push out content, it's like, it has to be done.
So all of this that is happening, even the blog, it started because I write poetry. And this summer I had an idea and I was like, okay, I'm gonna stop being a chicken shit and I'm gonna publish my book.
Then I ramble on and on for a little bit because I can never get right to the point, right? Here we go.
Through. So we're like, okay, so if you're not ready to publish just yet, like, let's start, like, building a following, doing the social media part, like, creating an audience. And so in my head, I was like, I can do that. I'm not ready for the publishing, the big part yet. So let me do the footwork, the little part. This ain't the little part.
Not at all. It's just the beginning. Jesus. And I'm not ready for it.
I'm not ready for it.
Look, let's go, because we in it together.
We'll do it. I'm trying.
We just gotta jump.
We'll do it like that.
I mean, and what I've learned so far is like, you just gotta start. And then once you start, it's hard, but it gets easier as you keep doing it. Okay. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Because posting, I'm not gonna post. Why? I shouldn't let people into my life. And then it's just like, if you want this bad enough, you're going to have to do it. It's a mess. In between teaching too, it's just
Yes. How do you good point. How do you balance such different things? Because do you deal with a lot of crossover or parents or students or?
So if I could show you this calendar, it is full of stuff. It's just full of crap. But I try to keep myself organized as possible. Like, even from leaving for a week, leaving my kids with another teacher, like, that was overwhelming because they had tests and I was just like, dang, I'm leaving them in the hands of someone else. And with it being remote online, like, you literally having to chase kids down. So it's just like, if they don't do it, Ryan, it's okay. If they can't take things personal, like, you try and that's all you can do. But with the fashion part, like, I fell off with, when we go to school, I dress up. that's when I get to show me. But being at home, I'm in sweats. I'm in like I'm not dressing up anymore. And I was like, dang, that's not me.
Okay.
So not last summer, this past summer, you know, I applied online for the model camp, and I wasn't thinking I was gonna get chosen. Like, let's just do it. And then when she wrote me back saying, hey, you've been accepted and this is what you have to do, it was just like, this is real. So what are you going to do? Are you going to do it now or later? It worked out perfect. But then life happened. Things happened when I moved out to Vegas. I mean, it was mind blowing, but like I had to really like lean into God. Like, okay, I don't know how to do this. Can you fix me and help me get out of this financial situation? And he showed up. And it was just like, okay. So when I hear other people's stories, it's like, you got to lean in. You have to. It's him. Like, I had to literally lean on him through all this madness. So needless to say, this is my first journey with social media, with platform. And like, I do feel overwhelmed, but at the same time, what I've learned in camp is just start. Like I keep saying, just start. Only because you got to start somewhere. Even with like school, like I didn't think I was going to graduate and be a teacher, but I did. It took me a while, but that's my journey and that's my testimony to give to someone else. So it's amazing. Even to look back on, it's like, dang, I did that.
And look damn good.
What grade are you teaching?
It was kindergarten when I left Alabama.
Okay.
Kindergarten when I first started out here, and then my principal was like, hey, you're great for second grade. And I was like, no, I'm not.
Or have to deal with how you think how certain parents might perceive you because they see you in certain things. Or do you worry about taking certain modeling jobs because of how it might affect your teaching position? Or do you
I didn't think about that. Like when I first started teaching, all my pages were private. But who could see my content if no one was able to see? So me was my religious views. Like I have like going forward, even learning from the camp, she has religious views and she's like, these are some don'ts that I'm not going to do. And if you don't want to work with me, that's fine. But stick to what you say you're going to stick to.
Yeah, I like that you have that boundary and you have that confidence, because I feel like the things that what I was sharing was so private and so the labels that people slap on people with like mental instability or like, oh, she don't have her stuff together, or why is she teaching and she got all these problems? You know what I mean? So I was
why is she working if that's who she's connected to?
Yeah.
Because that's him. That's not me. This is me.
Yeah.
That's why. But
yeah,
I love every bit of it. And it's still like, and I still don't know my purpose. If that doesn't make it, it doesn't sound like, oh my gosh, you don't know. Like, no, I'm still trying to figure it out. Is it teaching or is it modeling? And it's just like, at the end of the day, I'm going to try.
I love it. I love it. I love it because that's exactly how I feel. I get off. Like I don't feel like at this point I don't feel right prioritizing anything over the other. I feel like I just need to make space for it all. Everything needs to be done.
You have a passion for it. It's just like maybe both of them are supposed to be it.
Right.
Just to look back at home, it's just like, do you really care? The fact that I did this extraordinary thing, or then it's like being transparent on the internet. That was big for me. I didn't want to, but it was just like somebody needed to hear it, even if it was one person.
It was me. I love it. Love to see it because I am on the same page with you. To me, your goal, what you're doing seems so big. It's not like, because you have the career, you're a teacher, you've done it. Like you've done it. You win. You've succeeded. You could be that for the rest of your life.
Right.
And be content. But no, you are still going. You're still pursuing. And I love to see that growth and that passion. And whew,
I like how you use the word content. I was doing the same thing over and over again, going to work, go home. If they ask me to go out, I go out. But it's like, I don't like going out. Like, who wants to go to the club? I'm not doing anything. So it was just like a continuous cycle. And I was content. I was saving money, but I was content. And then this, moving out here, oh, when I say I literally got into the wilderness, like I felt alone. I was. And that's amazing. And that's growth. Like you said, that's growth, that you still strive to be more than just the bare minimum.
I see your pictures and you like did your model camp and all that. But I can remember a couple of years ago, you were like putting on a fashion show, weren't you? It was before you left. It was down in Alabama. You were putting on a fashion show, and I'm like, okay, so she's just gonna just do it all? Like,
well, in all honesty, it wasn't my idea. It's two men, Dwayne Evans, and then they call the other guy 6ix9ine, that's his nickname, but they're both DJs, and they wanted to do something like this. They wanted to give back, and their vision is so much bigger than just what we just did in Alabama. But that fashion show was created by those two men first, and then we all came together and made a collab. It was amazing. Yes. Like, it was not like a fashion show that I've ever done in Alabama before. We did that. Like, went out with a bang.
You did.
So it was like, you can't take all the credit. These men came to us, and we just made it work.
All right. How did you get into fashion?
I fell in love with fashion in 2016, working at a call center for cable. My best friend, Leo Rogers, basically, like, I like shopping. And like at first, like, when we're as kids, our parents dress us. It's like, and they always used to put clothes on me that were too big. Like, oh, you'll grow into it. And I was like, but I gotta put on shorts up under these pants, Ma. So being out on my own, I finally got a chance to actually like, oh man, I like this and I like that. And like, I found myself falling asleep looking at clothes. And then from there, it was, hey, why don't you try auditioning for Top Model? And I've done it. The cutoff was 27. I didn't make it. It's okay. But through all those things, like, I was like, dang, I like walking in runway shows. I like dressing up. I really like dressing up. And then with people, it was just like, dang, you wear that really well. Where did you get that from? I was like, Target. It's like, no way. Like, yeah, like, even my brother would tease me. It's like, dang, that doesn't match. But it's like, it look good on me. I like it. So with that, I fell in love with clothes first and dressing up. And I guess people admired the way that I carried myself. It's just like, yes, I would never be able to. And I was like, but you can. Just put it on. Who cares what they think? And I guess that aspect of me was like, dang, Ryan, like, you're literally inspiring people through your clothes.
You are.
Now,
what part of, how do you personally feel like you integrate fashion as art?
I would say in how I carry myself in the clothing that I wear. I literally don't plan anything. It's just how I feel when I get up. Sometimes I feel amazing. And then sometimes like, I couldn't even explain my train of thought when I put clothes on. And even people were saying like, hey, you can style people. I was like, I cannot. That's one thing I don't think I can really do, because it really is how I feel. You may not think this is amazing, but I think it looks amazing on you. Now, I still had little gray areas that I was insecure about, because people always say, you're beautiful. And it's like, I don't see it. I think you're amazing and you're beautiful, but I don't see it. But like I said, it starts with growth. Like, I still struggle with it now, but I have to learn, like, this is your lane. Stop looking left and right. They might be married. They might have this, but you don't know their struggles. They might be unhappy and together in a relationship, but you are single and you're good.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to loop that part.
Like, this is your lane. Stop looking left and right. They might be married. They might have this, but you don't know their struggles. they might be unhappy and together in a relationship, but you are
Nail
single and you're fine.
head. Oh.
I mean, literally, stay in your lane. And it's hard.
It is. It is. Talking to you because you are so like real and like level-headed and just you have a very good spirit. But then like if I see you like out and about, you are right. Like I'd be like, oh, who is that angelic force? Like that being. Like I wouldn't, if I didn't know you, like I don't know you, but like if I didn't know who you were and I saw you in public, I would be intimidated. Like
and people said that.
Yes, you
and I'm like, why?
I've seen you in person, and every time I see you in person, I'm a little like,
oh no, I'm totally opposite. And I don't know if it's just the
you
look.
are gorgeous. I've never seen you not look flawless, even like ever.
I'm just saying, I would sit my butt right on the ground. I wouldn't even go near that bench. Miss Knight has the kindest spirit, but that jawline and her confidence, though, intimidating and inspiring.
Yes.
But even then, it's just like, low-key, I'll be in my shell.
Yeah.
Like I might carry this, but it's just at the same time, I'm judging myself like, States, you cannot do too much. Like you can't be outgoing but you can. I'm learning now, like you can be spontaneous and funny and goofy. And if they don't like it, who cares? But before, oh no, I'm gonna sit back and I'm gonna observe.
And I feel like I'm the opposite. Well, no, not the opposite. I think people see me as this big, like, well, I am a big goof. But on the inside, like
are everything. Like it smiles. And I'm like, yes, I love it. It's the energy you portray it. I love it.
But but you would think this social aspect of all this would be easy, and it's not. I'd be like, no, I can't tell you right now because if I try to explain it, I'm gonna cry. The initial like anxiety, I was like, oh my god, like that social interaction is hard for me. That's why I write, because I can just do it from right here in my room. It's my personal.
Right, and you can delete. Yeah. I can do it again. Mm-hmm. And then this is perfect. Post.
I really envy that, like when you were saying how like when you did that fashion show, when you're walking, you just feel just in your element. And I wish that I did, because
you can. And I am a nervous wreck, and I don't eat that first. I don't eat until afterwards. I have all that anxiety, all that.
Gonna speed through this because I'm rambling again, of course. But I was telling a story about this visual poem that I made, and it was bad, y'all. Like real bad.
And look, that's you being vulnerable again. We are our biggest critics, so you might think it is terrible, but to someone else, it's amazing. And then at the end of the day, who cares?
That's true.
You did it.
That is true. That is true. And you know what? Down the line, I feel like each time I do one of these, it's something I fix, something that's better. It's growth, like we say, growth. So that one may not be my favorite, but down the line, I'm looking to be like, oh, look at how far I've come.
Okay.
I started right there, and now I'm way up here. Mm-hmm. So we'll see. It gave me a chance to say, okay, so I realized I do certain gestures too much, or I didn't like certain facial expressions that I just don't translate well on film. You know, just things that I wouldn't know because I've never shot a video before.
Makes sense. Okay.
So I'm learning, and the takeaway was good. It was embarrassing to watch that video, but the takeaway was good.
I can only imagine.
I'm gonna let you go real soon, but I told Simone that we were having this talk, and we like stalked your social media last night, and she was like, okay, so since I can't be there, you gotta ask her one question for me. Sam, this for you. I'm a good friend. She said, promise me that you will ask that gorgeous model to teach you how to pose, not like a PE teacher.
Oh, it's not like a PE teacher. It's just what she has really taught me is with the hands. Like your hand, she said that it make it soft. And it's like, what? And she's like, yeah, like a broker is. And then with the posing thing, she said, don't overthink it, just do it. She said it might seem weird in your head, but just do it. So she said, just do anything. So even if the crossing of the legs, that's amazing. Or the hands, that's amazing. When I say just don't overthink it, just do it. Or even this, I like this. I love it. Be you. I love it. She's right. Don't overthink it, just do it.
Because I cannot pose. When people say, all right, say cheese, I'm like,
or smile. It's like, it's so fake.
And she's like, can you put your shoulders down? I'm like,
oh, no.
I'm working on it.
I really feel like it's amazing to me. Like I said, put your, I know you can't really see me, but just, your legs like this, and it's just something amazing.
Wow.
It's simple.
That hip went way up there. Okay.
When I say that camp gave me so much confidence, Brittany, I came a long way. You could say, hey, you're beautiful. Like I said, I didn't think that, but thank you though. But it's giving me not the cockiness, confidence. It's giving me a level up, like, you can do this, and you are uniquely made. You're a masterpiece. So you're here for a reason. Come on now. I love
so
it.
Grateful. Thank you so much for taking your time to be here and talk to me. You're so uplifting. If you could give, I feel like you've already given so much good advice. What's that one? Do you have a mantra or one piece of advice that's just like your go-to, or that you feel anybody who has those big dreams and goals need to keep in mind?
Take that leap of faith and just start. Literally. It's just that's, you gotta go and try it. And like, failure is not an option. I kid you not. I really thought that I was not going to graduate because I'm seeing my friends graduate before me. This is my testimony. I'm literally watching my other friends graduate, and I'm there at their graduation like, I can't pass this test. I keep failing. I'm going to be a teacher. Keep at it. And when I passed it, the world can't stop me now. I got it.
Yes.
Just start. Take that leap of faith. It will be an amazing experience. Trials and tribulations, but at the end of the day, you'll be happy that you said, hey, I did it. I tried it with no regrets.
That was Miss Ryan Knight, model, educator, and all around fabulous woman. That energy is what I needed because I was not feeling it today. She brought me up, and I'm back. I'm back. He's back. Oh man, y'all, I am gonna link her, of course, and you guys go follow her, support her, lift her up. She is amazing. Thank you. And thank you for watching. Till next time, guys, be kind, be real, be creative. I did it! It was